Hello, everyone. As you probably know, by July 7th, Uranus is going to enter Gemini. Not for good, just testing the waters, so to speak. It will be there for 4 months, and then it will go back into Taurus as if he had still some things to smash. In the last 7 years, Uranus smashed our well-being, our harmony, our security, our money, our everything that is connected to Taurus. Look how much poorer the average person is. Look how much more insecure the world has become. And it's interesting always to look back what was happening when Uranus was last time in Gemini, but we will make some assumptions. I didn't have the time to go back and take a look at the history and also at the world energies at that point, but I will do it before the final ingress into Gemini. This is just a test, but it is an interesting test. So it's going to be on the 7th, and there are already very serious signs what it may mean for us humans. So here's the chart for London. The exact time of the ingress is at 8:41 London time, July the 7th, and Uranus will be in Gemini until November the 7th, which is exactly 4 months. Leo is rising in the London chart with Mars and Trans-Pluto in the first house, will and channeling or dimension jump. Here's Uranus. And as you can see, Uranus is conjunct Sedna, and Venus is already separating, but still there. It's within 3 degrees. It's still a tight conjunction. Dark moonlit is coming up to a conjunction with Jupiter. So the acceptance of the curse is going to be enlarged. On the IC, you have 3 strong feminine in the London chart. Vesta, the focusing principle, Black Moon Lilith, which is the returning goddess, who first of all has knowledge, and also she knows what to do, and she has the will to do it. And Juno, the first wife, the first lady. And so those are in our roots, and the karmic roots, need to resurface at this space-time moment for sure. The moon is in Sagittarius, so we are looking at the future with a bright and enthusiastic way. Pallas Athena is on the descendant. Be wise with your open enemies and also with your spouse. Saturn, Neptune is still very, very close to each other. It's not going to be exact. The exact conjunction will occur only in 2026, just like the final ingress of Uranus. And there's, of course, still the Chiron Aries conjunction, which is this year's main karmic astrological feature. This is the chart. We have a Taurus midheaven with Venus ruling it, but from Gemini. And so Gemini is the key interpretation tool for us. And here is the Uranus Sedna Vesta conjunction. Uranus Sedna Venus conjunction, sorry. So this is Uranus, Sedna, and Venus. And this is funny. On the final ingress day on April 26th, you have the exact same configuration. And this made me think, because what they are trying to do with us humans at the moment is really scary. There's money involved, of course. There is the dissection energy that I'm going to kick out everything that is not working, and I'm replacing it with something workable, and major changes, everything in Gemini. And of course, Gemini rules communication, AI, all kinds of knowledge, how you interpret and how you store and what you do with knowledge, and how you get your knowledge, of course, and also all kinds of all forms of communication. And of course, flying and transportation is also, those are also linked to Gemini, and a couple of other things. And of course, Uranus is the antenna, so you can actually, besides chaos, anarchy, and major changes. So here's the god, the sky god, the Greek sky god Uranus, who is the son of Gaia, the Mother Earth, who created herself out of chaos. And then she brings to life a boy, a son, with whom she then creates a whole bunch of other gods and goddesses. So Gaia, the feminine energy that is emerging from chaos, from nothingness, is creating another chaos, Uranus, who is going to be the sky god, and at the same time the god of change and anarchy and freedom urges. Okay, and to show you what is happening in the world, there are two gatherings not each year, but probably each year, but we don't know too much about it. One is the Bilderberg Group, the annual meeting of the Bilderberg Group, who is a secret, not so secret anyway, but still secret society gathering with world leaders, and they are the ones who are shaping the future. And then this year they met in Stockholm. And then the World Economic Forum, or WEF, uh, uh, which was created by Klaus Schwab, who looks like a really evil little monster. He's like 86 years old, and we didn't know too much about it either. But the most European leaders are WEF members, like the Commission, the European Commission leader Ursula von der Leyen. She's also a WEF member. And this year they didn't meet in Davos because that's a little tiny town in Switzerland. They met in China, in Tianjin instead. And of course, the Chinese bank leaders were there, and everyone that counts, big pharma, big money, everything was there. And there were 5 things, not too. I mean, from Bilderberg, nothing came out, not one, nothing. It was in complete secrecy. From the World Economic Forum, 5 major issues came out, and these are so typical of Uranus in Gemini that is like really scary. First issue was transhumanism. This is when they combine human beings with machines. So we are going to become cyborgs. It's scary enough. And of course, yeah, it is development and progress and whatever, but I don't want to be a machine, and I don't want to live with a machine. I want to retain my human organs, my human body, and if it no longer functions, then I'm very willing to leave it behind and go up there in my imperishable and everlasting soul into another dimension. One Health is a really dangerous program because they want to have a unified worldwide health programs, all kinds, including worldwide vaccination. This is what the WHO wanted to have power over. I don't exactly know. I think it got sidetracked for the time being, but that's what they want to do. They want to have unified health for everyone. There's also going to be digital control. They are going to store information in one place, or any type of information. Please go ahead and buy your favorite books in paper forms, because very soon you won't be able to download anything, only what they allow you to download. Be careful. Look around. I have a really vast majority. I mean, I really have a lot of books, and I'm very glad that I bought paper books, not just digital ones. Okay, that the most so that's the most dangerous one. Oh, maybe the 5th one, but the 4th one is nature taxation. Not just water and carbon dioxide will be taxed, but soil and biodiversity as well. They simply want to tax us on everything: what we eat, what we consume, what kind of fuel we use. They already do this, and they are doing this, and then they are going to do this with everything else. And there will be a daily taxation on everything, just because you're a human being and you have needs. And AI dominance, which is the second scariest thing, or maybe the first, humans will be replaced by digital applications. So you won't be able to have a vote or an election. They don't need. You might remember 2 or 3 years ago at the World Economic Forum, Schwab was talking to someone. I don't remember who, and they were having the conversation about AI and about how AI is replacing, human decisions. Because, of course, you no longer need elections, simply because AI will be able to assess how the people would want to vote. You understand, right? This is what's coming. This is precisely Uranus in Gemini. That's exactly Uranus in Gemini. So it's really scary in a way. But as I said, I will be looking at, as it become closer to the final day, the final ingress, I'm going to look at what happened last time, because it's not never the same, but you can always get some hints of what will be waiting for us. There is a complex planetary picture at the beginning of the signs around 2, 3, 4 degrees, including Uranus, Sedna, Venus. As you said, we discussed this, it's like dissecting everything, renewing it, for the sake of course, financial benefits, but of course for our harmony as well. Or for, like, it's the same thing. When you fly an airplane, that what do they say? For your safety and comfort, please do this, please do that, and you need to comply. Otherwise, you are going to be thrown out of the plane. Luckily, from on ground and not in air. Dark moon Lilith, which is the acceptance of the curse. Trans-Pluto, which is channeling and dimension jump. The moon, of course, is our soul, a spiritual essence. Pluto is transformation. Asteroid Lilith is revolt against injustice. At the moment, it is trining dark moon, the curse. Saturn, Neptune, and if you take a look at the complex planetary picture, of course, what springs immediately out of it is the Grand Cross. This is a mutable Grand Cross. So it means a lot of changes are coming, involving the people or your soul, the change and rearranging stuff, even your monetary issues, dimension jump and revolt. This is it. This is going to be the space-time moment. There's also classic trapeze. The base is the Moon-Venus opposition, and the tip of it, or the top, or the stage, is by the Pluto-Saturn-Neptune sextile. There's also a little angel wing, of course, but there's a boomerang involving Trans-Pluto opposite Lilith. So dimension jump because we want to revolt against injustice. And the anchor point is Lilith itself, revolt, and the transformation will be there, or the dimension jump will be there. And there's also a cardinal fire engine. Here's the cardinal square: Saturn, Neptune, Lilith, dark moon Lilith, and the moon. So that is the main configuration of the time moment. Here are the transcendental celestial object. Venus is on Mirfak, which is the solar plexus of the hero, celestial heroes, Perseus, Alpha Perseus, of course. On Uranus Sedna, you have the Pleiades. On Venus, you have Mirfak, as I just said this. Saturn, Neptune has an asteroid, a centaur, and a star. They are color coded. Of course, the magenta is always asteroids. They denote the personal karmic levels. Blue ones are TNOs, SDOs, centaurs. They describe our karmic wounds and what to do about them. And red ones are fixed stars. They are not part of the solar system. They are out there in the universe and represent higher dimensional worlds. So on Saturn, Neptune, you have all three. Prometheus, whose name means the one who knows before. Voracesi, which is the tyrant. And Deneb which is Beta Set. So it's the tail of the celestial veil. It's the aftermath. On Pluto, we have Altair, Alpha Aquila. And on Trans-Pluto, we have Odin, the chief god of the in Norse mythology. And on Dark Moon, we have Asclepius, which are the healing caves of Asclepius, the Greek healer, and two centaurs, Asporus and Chaos. Chaos is a TNO, but in transcendental karmic astrology, we label them centaurs, just like you say planet, even for moon and sun, which are the luminaries. Asporus is a seer and an oracle who makes mistakes, and then they laugh at him. And whenever he is right, they just disregard him. So the oracle who is disregarded or ridiculed. And Chaos, which is exactly what you see, this program Chaos, which is trying to change mankind and enslaving us for good. So those are the transcendental celestial objects. Something is wrong with my mouse. Here's Mirfak. Mirfak, which is the solar plexus, or the center of his strength, of the celestial hero Perseus, who is striking Medusa and then using his head for his own needs. So that's the space-time moment. It's at least interesting, just like, you know, the greatest Chinese curse, may you live in interesting times. Change is coming. All the outer planets have changed signs or are about to make changing the signs or are going to. But actually, the big year will be 2026. That is when the final ingresses will occur, and that is when the new things are setting in. Of course, we are going to look at them as in due course as they are coming. But at the meanwhile, for 4 months, we can test what Uranus can bring us for, in Gemini, and how to deal with it, because our survival really is based on what we do in such moments. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.